Very nice, very nice. Yes, sir. Welcome back to another ice cream review. Today, we have a very special flavor on our table today, one of my personal favorites after being an expert ice cream consumer over my lifetime. We got some freaking Ben & Jerry's Topped peanut butter PB over the top right there. Fresh out the freaking freezer. Got this at Walmart today. This is one of their, more calorie dense items. One of the ones that's a little more over the top in their flavors. I mean, that's what the title is called. Chocolate ice cream with peanut butter swirls and peanut butter cups topped with chocolatey, I don't even know what that word is, ganache, and mint mini peanut butter cups. I gotta knock the frost off this thing. One of the bigger pints that they produce, 1,300 calories for the whole pint. Other than that, it's just 460 calories for just a single serving. But we're big boys in this house. We'll eat the whole dang pint. 96 grams of sugar, but 25 grams of protein. Seems like a pretty good trade-off to me. I mean, hey, 89 grams of fat, 113 carbs. Hey man, that sounds like a really nice pre-lift meal if you ask me, but we're not lifting today, so that's just fine. Just like always, we'll scan the freaking barcode using the Yuka app to see what kind of hidden additives and not so bueno things are existing inside this pint right here. We got our topped peanut butter over the top, boom, boom, boom. 1 out of 100, straight up red bad, red alert bad, DEFCON 5, no bueno on freaking Yuka right here. And the additives, really just one high risk additive. Other than that, it's just one limited risk, one risk free. Oh, Karang, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Orangutan. There's an orangutan in this pint right here. Evidently, it's used as a texturizing agent. Suspected carcinogen, intestinal inflammation, disturbance of gut microbiome, degradation into toxic compounds. Was Mr. White going to make this into some meth? The hell's going on here? Exceeding of ADI, adequate daily, I think that's adequate daily intake. Added could increase the risk of developing breast cancer. Well, I don't need that. It's not going to stop me from eating it though. Is also suspected of significantly disrupting gut microbiota and causing chronic intestinal inflammation, which could contribute to the development of chronic diseases. Our current consumption of caranganine, in some cases exceed the level of health concern. Oh my. I don't know, if you want to read all this, I'm going to scroll it down, but evidently this is a pretty thick document exposing a lot of the dangers involved with such a substance. So it's a good thing that the old hippy dippy couple Ben & Jerry decided to put in this nice pint of over the top ice cream right there. Outside of that, it got pointed on, saturated fat being above 14 grams, sugar 32 grams, but evidently we're going to have 96 grams. Hey, it's good in protein, good in fiber, although that's really not a whole lot of fiber. Low sodium, calories. I mean, that's all if you're adhering to the, serving size, which we will not do. So yeah, 1 out of 100 on Yuka. Ain't that be? But hey, we will freaking partake nonetheless because we got to figure out how this stuff tastes. I've had this ice cream flavor in the past, back when I weighed 270 pounds, and it was quite an experience. Oh my God, look at that. That's what you want to open up right into. That bowl right there. It's like a hard, man, it looks like just freaking glaciers of chocolate right there. That's PB over the top right there. Let's sink our first spoonful in. Oh yeah. This is that good stuff. These are some strong little morsels, man. You got peanut butter inside it with a hard chocolatey crust on the top. That's good stuff. Yeah, this is hefty. Well, every bite I take, it takes a good bit of time for it to actually dissolve. Yeah, this is gonna be a piece of work right here. I can't wait. As always, we've got a glass of milk right here, some whole milk, vitamin D. I just got a new half gallon at Walmart, so I tried to not pour the whole gallon in this glass, this Yeti cup, but it's about half full. And it's about fully delicious. Alright, here we go. Got our shovel ready. And every spoonful is just dense. It's just a dense freaking spoonful. Like, you know, you're gonna have to use your teeth, chew those morsels. Mmm. It's really heavy chocolate. And a really thick morsel, and you bite through that morsel, you get hit with a little peanut butter. And look how thick it is, like it still gets stuck on the spoon. Oh my. It could be that. Oh, look at that. You got the whole Earth's crust broken out right there. There's gold in them hills. Look at that. Yes, sir. Yeah, it takes work to put that spoonful down. It's starting to melt a little bit as it sits out of the freezer and as I'm touching it. But still, it's just thick, man. Oh my goodness. Heavy, heavy ice cream. As you see, I'm kind of breaking through that crust right there. We get more into just some basic chocolate ice cream, but I'm pretty sure there's still some morsels to be found deeper down. I think most of the action is at the top, you know, so once you start to break through that chocolatey freaking top, that's delicious and wonderful and full of cancer, you know, it gets a lot easier to eat when you get through that. Wow. It's just thick, thick, chocolatey. You really got to freaking put in work. This ain't your grandma's ice cream, man. I tell you what. Ugh. That milk is doing its part right now, man. I mean, you need a freaking glass of milk to wash all this chocolate down. Mm. Yep. So now just regular old ice cream. You know, more of like a peanut buttery chocolate kind of thing, but more chocolate than peanut butter. But it gets a little more easier to kind of come down. You get a little bits and pieces of like it looks like some like peanut butter clusters. It's really hard to show, but this is not nearly as potent a taste as the freaking chocolate crust on the top, man. I mean, that was something else. That took some work to get through. You know, I feel like I just put in a 12-hour workday, and I get to come home, go to bed, wake up, go back to the site, pick up my shovel, and just pick up where I left off. And there's plenty of freaking work to be done. Oh my god. Oh my god. Freaking delicious. Quick little side note. I had headphones in because I have to listen to a little bit of music, and I don't want, copyright strike or whatever. It just helps me talk more when the headphones are off. I'm one of those people that's self-conscious about, you know, just talking, especially when you're going in the room and talking to a camera. So it's kind of helps distract me. I'm listening to Mudhoney right now. That's good ice cream eating music, if you ask me. Mm. Yeah, I think they're just like peanut butter swirls. Like they're not like morsels or anything. It's kind of like a little nutty of a texture, but they're pretty infrequent throughout the ice cream. I guess you can see a little bit. But you can see that little lighter brown right there. That's kind of what it is. It's just a little bit of peanut butter swirl. Nothing liquid, nothing like fudgy. It's just kind of like a very nutty kind of a presence. And the ganache must have been that hard crust at the top. So we worked our way through that, and that had the mini peanut butter cups inside of it. And boy, was that an experience. It's a lot of chocolate. I'm not sure I've reached halfway through the pint either. Change the music, by the way. I was getting sick of Mudhoney, so I put on some Vader, a little bit of 90s death metal. Get the ice cream eating going, get this milk going. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Yep. Okay. Yeah, now that we're kind of getting further away from the initial crust of it all, like of that really, really overpowering chocolate part, it really just kind of resembles like a regular chocolate peanut butter ice cream, that you would get from like a Perry's. Um, Pretty traditional, and it kind of changes the flavor profile as it goes. Um, it's also softening up as it gets warmer, so it's kind of easier to put down, but still, it's like, it still feels like you're an excavator. You got a big, thick clumps of mud to try and get past. Like this is a project for sure. But it's gonna look great finished. Mm-mm. Yeah, about past halfway there. Not it's like it's starting to well up a little bit because from like melting a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. Um, it's easier to put down now. Like I think the big brunt of it's over. It's just going to be a matter of volume, which we got big stomachs. We good. Running into some morsels again. Those peanut butter morsels you really got to work on. Because if you want all the flavor out of them, you got the thick chocolate outside, and then you got that delicious peanut butter in the middle. You can bite it and kind of suck on it, or you can just just kind of suck on it from the start. And it just takes time to put down if you want to get the most benefit out of it. That's how I eat ice cream anyway. You can just chew it up like you're eating freaking, you know, chips or whatever. I don't know. You're just weird if you ask me. I think even if you were to take something like this and like you go to your ice cream shop like in your local hometown, and they gave it to you like on a freaking cone, just a scoop of this on a cone. It could easily take you 20-25 minutes to eat, man. Like that thing's gonna melt before, like right before your eyes. It's just so thick, You know, so freaking chocolatey. It's just such a dense flavor. You try to sit there and process everything, man. It's like drinking out of a fire hose. Oh, this milk is a lifesaver, though. The only downside is I wish it was warm milk. This is just fresh poured out of the fridge, and because it's in a Yeti, it kind of keeps that coldness with it because it's supposed to be insulating. But I don't think this is helping with my level of fullness here because this is you got this monster, and you got a glass of whole milk, you know. But it's doing its job, man. It need like if you're someone that really can't handle chocolate flavor like that, get you some freaking milk, man, and hammer that baby down. Ooh wee, that is good. That is definitely good. Shoot. Got Deftones playing in my headphones now. Saturday Night Rush 2006 album. Pretty good stuff. Very overlooked album, if you ask me. But yeah, I really can't sit here and tell you what like a bad Deftones album is. You know, they've made so much good music over decades now. Now it just changed. We got. We're not listening to that. All right, listen to Little Cannibal Corpse. We'll butcher that verse, 1992. Yeah, yeah, that's 92. Mmm, big old chocolate morsel right here, man. Delicious. This is the second 90s death metal song. It just feels like good freaking ice cream music. I'm listening to Innards Decay off of Butcher That Birth from Cannibal Corpse. That pairs well with just trying to chew on these freaking morsels, man. Like it's just a thick, heavy, dense bunch of chocolate, man. Inside, you get that peanut butter just glistening. You know what I mean? For some reason, this song is doing it for me. Of anything else, I don't know why. Milky Poo. Down to the final scoop. This song has some weird time signatures. Down to the final bites. Mm-mm. Oh man. We got some liquid mud down here we gotta take care of. That is that. Oh man. Cap that. I just put that there. Milk done. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so that was Ben and Jerry's topped PB over the top. That is not a false sense of advertisement right there, man. It was definitely over the top. You have to be probably the biggest chocolate fan, and in not even peanut butter. You just gotta love chocolate to really eat that stuff, man. That was a heavy piece of work, man. That was like the same level of sitting down, you know, on April 10th, and you're getting ready to do your taxes, you know, and this is the last Sunday you got to get them done. Well, you know, you're gonna be rocking there for like, you know, maybe an hour, 2 hours if needed. So yeah, that's what this ice cream was. This took some freaking work to put down. Very very powerful. Just a lot of chocolate. You know, like the most delicious, like the most extreme part was at the top with that crust with the peanut butter morsels dipped in it. Man, I showed you that at the beginning, and that was a freaking treat to behold. And the rest of it, again, just kind of like a traditional chocolate peanut butter ice cream. Little bit of morsels here and there, but nothing really to write home about. No, no swirls, nothing liquidy, like no caramel, no like chocolate sauce or anything like that. This is just kind of a straight up piece of work, man. And it kind of sits heavy in the stomach again. Like if you're someone that just wants a little bit of ice cream, this is really not going to be the choice for you. This is a big freaking walloping pint right now. So this is something you got to sit down. Maybe you got like a 2-hour movie night or something, and I don't know, man. This will fill you up. 1,300 calories. Again, large. It just takes time to eat, man. It's just a heavy freaking piece to really eat. And you got 113 carbs in your system and 96 grams of sugar. But hey, you got, one meal's worth of protein. So it's all in all pretty good. Rating wise, I mean, shoot, you want to talk from like a health standpoint, just overall enjoyment? I'll give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. This is one that you wouldn't really eat a whole lot often. Those are those nights where you really want to just kind of buckle in and just go to work on a project. Well, this is the project. Like this is a heavy piece of ice cream, not easy to eat, and I don't think buying it, eating it doesn't justify the amount of calories and the freaking poor score on Yuka as it is. I mean, the whole breast cancer thing, that's not very cool at all. It's like, why is that in the ice cream? Is that in the freaking ganache, whatever, like the crust part of it? Is that what that is in? Like, if it's necessary, I guess, but like I'd rather not, especially for how I feel after. Now I know I'm gonna feel like crap after, but it tasted good. That was definitely part and parcel. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's an intense one, but nothing crazy. So yeah, that's the review. Hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.